Hey guys, welcome back to Fat Guy Table Tennis. I'm your host Chris Black. Let's get into it. This week I had to travel to Philadelphia, Pennsylvania for some work, and I love coming to Philadelphia. I've been here many times, very familiar with the city, but with what I have going on in my table tennis training and with what I got going on with my weight loss, it actually presents a few new problems that I got to figure out how to address. So let's talk a little bit about those challenges. First challenge has to do with eating. If any of you have traveled before, you know that eating the wrong thing is really easy to do when you're out of your comfort zone. You don't have a lot of grocery stores around, fast food or restaurants are readily available. And especially in the line of business that I am, a lot of times you may even find yourself in situations where you got to bring out clients and kind of wine and dine them, so to speak. So this week I'm going to have to be really careful about my choices. I can't just run out and eat off the food truck and things like that I normally do when I'm in Philadelphia. And let me tell you something, not having a Philly cheesesteak and some pretzels is going to be really rough for me this time. Instead, what I'm going to try to do is find some local stores around here that I can go get some essentials. And when I talk about essentials, I'm talking about things like fruits, things like maybe even some vegetables, or just some low carb, low sugar things, energy bars, whatever, that can keep me going through the day and keep me away from things like the vending machine, etc. The other thing I'm going to have to really think about when I'm eating is if I do have to go out to eat like I did this evening, when you get there, you're not bound by exactly what you see on the menu. A lot of these places, you look at it, the portion sizes are huge, and if you look at the calorie count, which most restaurants are actually putting calorie counts on their menus these days, you know, even salads and things like that are well over 1,000 calories and stuff like that. So for example, tonight, you know, I was hungry. I've eaten pretty clean all day. I just had some eggs this morning, nothing major. I had some nuts and some fruit on the plane, and that's all I've really had today. So for dinner, I wanted to make sure I got a lot of protein, a lot of vegetables. So I went to Chili's, and Chili's is not one of my favorite restaurants in the world, but I knew that they had fajitas there. So I ordered their chicken mushroom fajitas. And what comes on this is you have some grilled vegetables, you have onions, you have some grilled peppers, of course the mushrooms. All of those are, you know, not terrible options. Then of course you have the grilled chicken, but there were some other things on there that I had to be careful about. Bacon bits. Love bacon. Bacon is awesome, but really probably not the best thing for me. Too little of a protein heat, too much of the fat side, so to speak. And it also had rice. Rice is a carb. Need to avoid that, for me anyway. And it also came with black beans. Now, black beans normally would be something I would go right after. However, it has nothing to do with my dietary needs. The reason I avoided the black beans is due to my diabetes. The doctors told me that beans are one of those things that I should stay away from, and I really need to do some more research to get them to tell me why. I can certainly understand if they were refried, but black beans are good for you. And something I would normally have leaned on. So I have to do some more research on why the doctors think that you can't have no beans. It's probably better for the environment anyway. But there were other things on that plate. The flour tortillas, the cheese, the sour cream, the guacamole, pico de gallo. And what I did is I just kind of cut out the things that I didn't really think I needed to take in. I limited the cheese. I probably shouldn't have. I did have a couple of the flour tortillas, but I didn't eat them all. I did eat the guacamole, avocado, healthy fat, not too bad. avoided the sour cream altogether, did not have the rice, did not have the beans, left some of the tortillas on the plate, so to speak. So what I did was I took something that they were listing at 1,100 calories, and I'm assuming that 1,100 calories was if I ate everything they gave me with the fajitas. And I really carved it back to probably about 700 calories, maybe 800, somewhere around there. Now, of course, I'm going by their math, but I know that everything I ate wasn't too bad for me. The cheese and the 2 flour tortillas I ate were probably the worst thing, but I feel pretty good about what I put into my body. Now, the other challenge that I have is, of course, when you travel and you're in any kind of fitness routine, it's gonna break that routine. The things that you're used to doing, the kind of regiment that you have going on has been broken or interrupted. The first part is just in my weight loss journey. When I'm at home, I not only play a lot of table tennis and practice that in the garage or at the club, I also ride my bike quite a bit, again, to burn more calories and kind of enhance, that physical activity, trying to get those calories burned to be greater than what I've taken in, or at least knock some of those down. What I have to do is I'm going to have to rearrange. Now today, when I first got here, I started off on a good note. I actually found a place that rented bikes, and I went to one of the little kiosks, rented the bike, and went off. Now that's working for me today because it's my first day here. Tomorrow I have to actually do my job, which is going to be very time consuming. So I'm going to have to augment it by going to the gym, or maybe taking a walk before I go to work, or whenever I can find the time to do that. But it's going to be important for me to do that because you always have to pay yourself first, right? This journey, you can't put it on too many breaks or pauses, or else you won't make very much progress. And so I'm going to have to make the time because it's important to me. Now, the other part that's going to be a real challenge is, of course, how am I going to do this? How am I going to practice my table tennis? I played in league Friday night this past weekend, and I felt like I did really well. I lost only 2 matches out of 8. I won the other 6, and I was really, I think, playing better. I'm making more of an effort to hit the ball a lot cleaner, a lot more spin, and a lot more speed. I'm trying not to lob those things up so I can just get smashed on all the time and not return them. But I was really playing well Friday because it's something I've been focusing on recently to get better at. Now, here I am stuck this week, and I don't have a table here. Now, as you can see, I did bring my paddle, and I did bring my ball. So there are a couple small things that I'm going to be doing that maybe aren't normal as far as my training routine goes. Maybe they're not as focused as I want them to be. Like one thing that I want to enhance, of course, is my movement around the table, which is sad. Just really, really sad. But there's a couple things I want to do just to maybe better my feel for the ball, or just my hand-eye coordination. I'm going to do something with this week, and I'm really excited to show you guys some of the things I'm going to try. In any case, when you find yourself in a situation like this, don't give up what you're doing. Think outside of that box and make it happen anyway. Do not give yourself excuses. And that's one of the things that I have always done in the past, several years, is I will find excuses not to do what I need to do. And I'm not going to do that. I love this game too much. I love my family too much. I need to lose this weight. I'm going to make it happen. Sure. Now I gotta wonder, how did I miss this? I even brought my paddle. Damn it.